What's going on, everybody? So today's video, well, everybody is doing their top 10 seasonal list. Sometimes it's the top 5, some guys top 20. But I'm only going to give you top 10 best fragrances for the autumn of 2020. First one we're actually going to be diving into is going to be from a very economical brand. This brand itself really does not produce any unique fragrances. They're all budget friendly, they're all very safe. Yet, I think that they do produce some good smelling stuff. And fragrance number one is going to be Perry Ellis Cobalt. Ginger, Gaiac Wood, Sandalwood, Fig, Rum, and also Cashmeran are the notes for this one here. With this one here, you definitely get lots of Cashmeran, lots of rum or a boozy accord. You do get the woods and you definitely get that ginger accord. This fragrance you could wear spring, summer, but also the fall. For Perry Ellis itself, this is one of their more, I don't want to say daring fragrances, but this is one of the more versatile fragrances. Something with a little bit more oomph and a little bit more class. A lot of their fragrances are just very safe, boring, generic, and kind of casual. This one here, you can actually dress it down, but also to dressing it up to a black tie gala. Day or night, very fancy to very casual. It's a great all-around scent that really does not get a lot of mention. Longevity on this is 6 to 8 hours. Fragrance number two, if you want something sexy without breaking the bank, this one here might be for you. This one does get comparisons to Carolina Herrera's CH Men. Yeah, this one here is just way cheaper, like smell-wise, but also price tag-wise. And that's going to be Trussardi Milan. Lavender, leather, cashmere, violet, vetiver, tonka bean, and more. What you get from this one here is pretty much like the Carolina Herrera CH Men itself. It does smell cheaper, but it's just way more affordable. Does not last as long. Maybe the reformulated one, but like the original just lasted forever and a day. This one's gonna last you 5 to 6 hours. It is sexy, but you could dress this one down to dressing it up. It has that sex appeal, but at the same time, like even though this does have like a younger man's disposition, an older man could rock this pretty easily. It is masculine with that leather. You do get a really nice lavender, that cashmere, some freshness from the violet itself. That vetiver and the leather itself kind of are like the oomph. But this one here, definitely Trussardi Milan is a very underrated scent that does not get a lot of mention. Fragrance number three, this one is discontinued. Yet, you could still get it quite easily online, and I'm sure that you can get these at your local discounters like Ross, TJ Maxx. But this brand is a brand that I really did neglect, and I'm trying to play catch up with it. But this is going to be ISI Miyaki L'Eau Bleu de whatever. The name is right here. It's just whatever when it comes to these ISI Miyakis, their names are always long. Rosemary, gingerberry, cypress, lime, oak moss, and patchouli are the notes for this one here. What this one is, it's pretty much a woody, spicy, and that's it. This is just a very masculine, mature, so I find that this is a little bit more so suited for the older man, but someone who is like in their 20s can still pull it off. But it does have that maturity and certainly that masculinity. The woods in this are just on another level. This is just woods upon woods with a sprinkle of spices. This was really a huge surprise to me because the color of the bottle itself, you're naturally going to assume that this is more of a blue scent, an aquatic. It's not that by any means. Yet you could get these for like $20 or less. I've seen these for like pretty much like for $30 or less. But I have seen these for like $17, $18, and some people have told me that they spent that much as well. This is good casually to black tie, semi-formal. Daytime, nighttime, longevity, 8 to 10 hours. Fragrance number four, this is going to be a little travel spray. But this fragrance is really underrated. It's really under the radar, and this is a gentleman's scent. So for me to really pull this one off, I have to be a grown-ass adult and not the 43-year-old frat boy that I kind of act. Okay? But that's going to be Givenchy Gentleman 2017. Iris, pear, leather, vanilla, cardamom, and lavender are the notes for this one here. Lots of pear, lots of iris, so there's definitely that powdery touch to it. You do get the vanilla, a little bit of that leather, and that cardamom note. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. This is a very versatile fragrance. Whenever that there's a heavy dose of iris, I find that a lot of these fragrances are not masculine. They're not overly masculine. But this is what really does add that touch of masculinity is the leather and the cardamom itself. If those two notes were not in this scent, I do think that the ladies could pull this one off quite easily. But because of the leather and the cardamom, this really does add a lot of masculinity. This is a very gentlemanly, well, the name gentleman is in it, scent. And it does last a long time. This is an eau de parfum concentration, and this is like 9 to 10 hours. You could dress this one down, but not like casual like this. I'm talking like you have to have that sense of fashion. To that's a tuxedo. Daytime, nighttime, you could wear it casually, to work, to like a black tie gala. Fragrance number 5, let's go with something a little bit more mainstream. And I was pretty much like the hype man for this brand 5 years ago. No, Ferrari is not going to be in this list. Everybody associates me as the Ferrari man, but also as the Ferragamo guy itself. This one is a little bit more mainstream, and no, it's not F Black because I plugged that one a lot. I'm the original hype man for that scent. Well, let's talk about Ferragamo's Uomo Signature. Cinnamon, leather, tonka bean, coffee. You're also going to get cardamom, citrus, and so on. This one here is a very signature-worthy scent. It's very versatile, so you can dress it down, but more so with a sense of fashion to a very tuxedo-like event. Daytime, nighttime. This is 8-9 hours, so this is going to last you a long time. You do get the sweetness from the tonka bean. You're also going to get that coffee. The leather does add that masculinity, and the cinnamon really does want to draw people in. The cinnamon does add that warmth to it. This is a great scent. For me, I reviewed this one like a lot of the other fragrances in this list. I can't remember what I gave it, but just right now, this is more of a 4.5 out of 5 when it comes to my nose. This is not original, but it smells so damn good. It's versatile, it's classy, it's gentlemanly, but at the same time, it's playful and it's sexy. Fragrance number 6, let's go with a scent that when you hear the name of the fragrance, you pretty much picture the handsome yet the most soothing voice, suave, sophisticated voice of Jay Copeland, Justin from the channel Stay Fresh Production. And number 6 is going to be John Barbados Vintage. Justin really did plug this one quite a bit. The note breakdown: balsam fir, rhubarb, tobacco, suede, pepper, cinnamon, and so on. What you get? You certainly get that balsam fir, the rhubarb, that tobacco, and you also get some spices to this one here. This does have a bit of a vintage vibe, yet it has that vintage vibe with that modern day feel as well. This came out maybe like 2010, maybe it's a little bit older, I'm not sure. So it's not really vintage, and it's not for the older guys, it's not for the old farts out there. A younger man who is in college can pull this one off quite easily. Yet this is more of a classy, sophisticated, elegant type of fragrance. It is masculine, it does have that mature component to it, but a young buck out there can certainly wear it. This is not for the frat boys, this is not for the club. This is for day-to-day casual, but dressed up, like that sense of style, to a very formal event. If you are going to dinner to meet your girlfriend's parents for the very first time, this is definitely going to leave a great impression. Longevity, 6 to 7 hours. Fragrance number 7. This one really does get a lot of hate. I don't understand why. The brand itself, yeah, it's the name itself, it has a lot of quality. Their fragrances, however, are not that. But this is a great solid scent. It's signature scent worthy, and you can get a great deal online. We're going to be talking about Gucci Made to Measure. Lavender, plum, leather, nutmeg, tonka bean, water lily, and so on are the note breakdown. This is pretty much just spices, plum, leather, and lavender. It smells really good, yet a lot of guys will poop on this quite a bit. Gucci Made to Measure, I don't understand the hate. I think it's a solid scent. Is it like the quality of a Gucci, like the made to measure suits? Absolutely not. But there is quality to this one. It's mass appealing. It smells good. It's signature scent worthy. There is some sex appeal, but at the same time, it's an elegant, classy scent. Don't believe the hate. You don't have to believe me. Smell this one out for yourself if you can. These are available retail, so please get your nose on it and form your own opinion. But number 7, Gucci Made to Measure. Fragrance number 8, let's go with something a lot more mainstream. And I would say that this is probably the most mainstream fragrance in this list as well. I reviewed this one and it's the second highest viewed video that I have on my channel, and quite surprised. I've been around for a long time, and since 2013, and I believe that that's when this fragrance was launched, but let's talk about Ralph Lauren Polo Red. Coffee, amber, saffron, citrus, sage, and also a very unusual note of cranberries. You do get a sour, tart cranberry feel to this one here, with that sage, the coffee, but also that amber note. This, I could completely understand why it's one of the more mainstream scents in this list. I can understand why it's so well loved. It's very mass appealing, and it is different with the cranberries, but also with that coffee. Yes, there was another coffee-based scent in this video, which was the Ferragamo signature, but the coffee with the cranberries itself, that's really different. That's really unique and unusual. And when it comes to originality, this is original. Ralph Lauren, you're definitely paying for the name, but you're also paying for the quality to this one here. And when it comes to the longevity, this is 6 to 7 hours. You could dress this one down stylishly to dressing it up. Fragrance number 9, whoo! This one here is also quite more mainstream. This one is sexy, it's playful, but at the same time, it's masculine and it's classy. There's gonna be Hugo Boss, the scent Private Accord. Maninka, ginger coffee, vanilla cacao, benzoin, and so on. What you get a sweet, fruity Maninka, and that's a really unusual note because it's not very common in a lot of fragrances. When it comes to the scent line, yes, I believe it's in all of them, but you also get the coffee, the vanilla, the ginger, the cacao, which is the most prominent note. So the cacao and the Maninka are the most prominent notes to the scent. Then it's the coffee and that vanilla. This is quite unique as well, but at the same time, it's quite mass appealing. It is sexy, it's playful, it's classy, it's sophisticated, which is kind of like a bit of an oxymoron because a lot of the sexy fragrances are not exactly the most classy. But you could dress this one down, you could wear it to a club, you could wear it to a date, to a lounge, but as well, you could wear this to like a black tie tuxedo event. Longevity on this beauty is 8 to 10 hours. In fragrance number 10, let's finish it off with a great, masculine, sexy, spicy, woody fragrance that's really economical. And this whole line from this brand is just mwah. But let's talk about Roberto Cavalli, Uomo Deep Desire. Okay, I'll stop that. That really was disturbing. I'm quite aware of it. But the note breakdown for this one here is cashmere with cinnamon, pepper, saffron, cedar. What you get is that you definitely get the cashmere, but most certainly loads of spices and woods. This is uber masculine, it's sexy, it's mature, but a younger man can wear this quite easily. This is not a bro scent at all. This is definitely something with sophistication and class. So you could dress it down stylishly, like pretty much all of these fragrances, to dressing it up quite black tie-ish. This one here is certainly a 5 out of 5. Longevity is 9 to 10 hours. So guys, I just gave you 10 great fragrances for the autumn of 2020. Any reviews that I've done, and I did a lot of reviews on this, they will be all down in the description below. Hopefully that this list was a little bit more different than some of the other lists out there, yet at the same time, hopefully that it kind of drew you in a little bit more, because there are a few more mass appealing scents in this very video, such as these two and this one here. If you were to ask me what my favorite ones in this list are, well, certainly the Givenchy is definitely up there, and maybe This one here along with this one here. Absolutely. So guys, I'm just going to finish it off here. I thank you for your time. Take care, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.